14th. Actually, it's Pi Day. Did you guys get your slice of pie today? Yeah, 3.1415952565359.
I was more excited about Mario Day. March 10th.
Oh yeah, I know. I just saw it the other day.
Wait, there's a Mario Day?
There's a
Yeah,
Mario
it's
Day.
March 10th because it spells out Mario.
MAR10. Mario.
That's so stupid.
It's so stupid, but I've seen it though.
That's so
It's just like
stupid.
May the 4th be with you. It's like the same thing. But Mario,
Fourth
he
be with you.
deserves all the accolades. I love the dude. It's my favorite game of all time.
It's a plumbing master. We could learn a lot from him.
He fixes leaks.
Whoa, what kind of innuendos are we on there? He's a plumbing master.
He fixes leaks.
Giggity.
He gets in those pipes.
He lays the pipes.
He lays pipes. All right, well, so this one, let's let Vladimir into this. What is your idea, Vladimir? Start the podcast, introduce each other, give us today's topic.
You are the introduction.
You are the introduction.
What?
Tonight is Vlad. Let's go.
What?
You got this.
Whoa.
There's nothing like
It's your idea for a topic, right?
No, I like the introduction thing that he got with the thing.
It's all you. It's all you right now.
Oh, wow.
It's all you.
Wow. Okay.
You're
Your idea.
like zoomed in like the MGM lion.
Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Can you at least do the introduction? Gets me some time to like prepare just a little bit.
You had all week to prepare.
Well, you just like
You can't
press
lie.
record and you aim the
Exact-
camera at me and
Yeah.
like go backflip. Like,
That's
come
what.
on.
Those are the moments we
Whoa.
live for.
Whoa. Okay, but today we're gonna be talking about men's health, both in a physical and health form, and mental form. And we have three amazing dudes here that'll be able to express what they what does it mean to have proper mental health in the great state of Nevada.
The Great Silver State.
The great silver state with no water. With like maybe a little bit. Just a little bit.
Proper health?
Uh-oh, here we go.
Do you know what the word Las Vegas means?
The something.
Yes, you got half of it right. With close, very close. The field.
The field.
Yeah.
We're in a valley.
But we are in a valley though, so it could work. But yeah,
that was a great.
it's the field.
Yeah.
Because I was like, because I know there's other Las Vegases out there. I know there's one in New Mexico. I don't know if there's one in California though.
But does anyone viva like Las Vegas in Nevada?
Not a chance.
No one lives like Las Vegas.
Not a
does.
chance.
Yeah.
Not a
Why
chance,
is that one of the first things we all think of? It's like when you think of Las Vegas, why did my mind went to it too, but I didn't want to say it.
What, Viva?
Viva.
Yeah.
Did you almost want to sing it?
It's because of that movie.
There's a song, yeah.
Viva Las Vegas.
Have you guys
from
seen
Fear and Loathing? That's what I saw it from.
Fear and Loathing, which
Yeah.
was which is actually great because it's
Johnny Depp.
Hunter H. Thompson, and so he came out here as a journalist to write about the Mint 400, which is a desert race that happens once a year out here, 400 miles. And they just on Fremont Street, just up the block from us, a couple days ago, they had their parade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Is that why it was all shut down for a little bit?
yeah.
Well,
The Mint 400.
I didn't see the Mid 400. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was cool. I was out there. I took
That's
pictures of
what
that.
he came to write about for Fear and Loathing Las Vegas. Yeah.
If you
Right,
right,
that
Las
was,
Vegas during the Mid 400,
that was last Saturday, wasn't it?
it was.
No,
Yeah. 'Cause I know someone that had tickets, and I was like, I didn't even know about that event.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, but like the
Yeah.
thing, what happened on Fremont was on Thursday. So like before the race,
They were all here in
they had a festival. They shut down all of Fremont Street, which is our biggest street or main street in downtown Las Vegas. It was like a festival. So like they had like food vendors. They had they were selling wheels and parts and cars. You know, like they were driving down the street slowly.
People are selling wheels? I don't get it. Oh, because
It's a yeah.
Yeah, it's for
like
cars.
a race car. We're selling
Yeah.
wheels here, guy.
They were selling a lot of random car shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't drive, so I don't really know. Mufflers, I don't know. Like, what would you buy for a car?
Well, I mean, I
To
feel like,
soup it up,
okay,
I don't
yeah,
know.
you go buy wheels. I guess wheels make sense, but it's like, sell you some mufflers. Like, I'm going to take 3 home with me, you know?
Yeah, and so actually just up the block from where we currently are, Atomic Liquors, there's a scene that takes place there, because Atomic Liquors is a bar, a restaurant, and it's one of the oldest standing bars downtown Las Vegas, and
Yeah, it's a standalone. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
connected to anything. It's its own little corner.
Yeah, DTP owns the land, but they've been here forever.
Who owns
And
the land?
DTP, Downtown Project.
Oh, okay.
But
That
they
sucks.
call it Atomic Liquors because they used to back when they used to do like the bombing, the test bombs out here.
the test site.
Atomic, yeah. They used to literally go on top of Atomics and watch Area 51 launch the nukes. The mayor, Elvis Presley, used to go up there. There have been presidents there.
Presidents have been within feet from where we're at right now.
Yeah, at Atomics. They've been at Atomic Liquors. Elvis Presley used to be there all the time.
Yeah,
There were more.
When the nukes were going off. Well, when the nukes were going off, he was known to be there for a few
and that's how I get healthy.
Thank you.
I take a nuke to the face every single day.
Yeah.
A nuke to the face.
A nuke to the face. Like I'm trying to channel my inner fucking Hulk. You know, I need a nuclear fusion and radioactive debris. That's how I'm trying.
Well,
to get it. I'm trying to
nowadays,
cheat the
well,
system.
yeah, we're microdosing radiation now.
In what sense?
I'm just saying.
Cell
like,
phones?
well, okay, you could go that route. Yeah, I was thinking as I said that I could go cell phones, but
Right.
like the joke is, yeah, let's microdose some uranium. You know, let's get a little
Mhm.
bit of that. Like, no, we don't want that, bro. We don't want to be deformed.
They used to put it in silverware and plates and bowls, a little bit of uranium, and I don't know why, but it makes your bowls and plates glow. And I know there's a lot of people that have like a collection of these things, and there's like a specific name for that type of uranium used to give it that brightness.
I much prefer that than them putting those things in your anus.
Okay.
Well, what metal, and I can Google it. What metal do they put in your deodorant? And then they put fluoride in our water.
Aluminum. And
Aluminum.
deodorant, yeah, which is not
Yeah.
good either. Yeah, aluminum-free deodorant, all like these old natural sort of like essential
Like-
oils.
Yeah, we've been giving you crap for the last 100 years, but now we took it out.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's supposed to be terrible for you. Well, I
I
mean,
mean-
it's heavy metals, yeah.
yeah. I mean,
And back then, like my dad, they used to play with mercury in science class. They had it out, like they'd be playing with their finger and stuff. And my dad had some. He's like, check it out.
That doesn't sound scary at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're smart with it, don't swallow the sucker. Yeah, it'd be really bad. But it's cool. Like I think I even play with it a little bit, like out of thermometers, because they have the mercury in the thermometers. I don't think they do that anymore, though. They put something else in
they
there now.
shouldn't. Yeah, because mercury
It
poisoning
is actually
real.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. That just shows how carefree they were back then. And that's why, leading up to the topic of men's health, right?
Can I ask the first question?
Okay.
It involves you a little bit, but I'll ask everybody. Okay. So, how important do you think is the access to quality healthcare in Las Vegas, and what options are you guys currently using for your healthcare out here in Vegas?
Oh, what?
Oh, what?
Gonna let the IRS
I think that ties in really
Yeah,
well.
we can't let the IRS. They're listening to this call right
let
now.
the IRS know.
Well, me personally, I look both ways before I cross the street.
Yeah, that's a good insurance policy.
I try to eat well. I try to. Right now, through quarantine, right when everything got shut down, I automatically qualified for Medicaid. So they just been giving me Medicaid.
So you have free healthcare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow, you lucky son of a bitch. Free dental too?
Mm-hmm.
You lucky son.
Well,
of a bitch.
within reason. Like they say it was like a free checkup, but like if you actually want anything done,
Like real work.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, oh, whoa.
It gets you in the
Maybe
door.
I just need to like quit for a little bit, take some of that
Yeah.
free shit.
they're like, yeah, you can't afford this, bro. You might as well just go toothless.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm doing right now. Yeah.
So
Vladimir, same question.
Yes. What's reiterate the question? Replace.
Can you rephrase the question?
rephrase?
All right. All
Can you
right.
rephrase
Access.
it?
What access of quality of healthcare do you have in Vegas, and how do you use these options?
Of course. So in Las Vegas, we do have
No, you.
government insurance. I have government insurance because I don't make it to that tax bracket or qualify for that tax bracket. So I'm provided the government Medicaid insurance, which covers both dental, vision, and a doctor checkup. Pretty much what Will said. And honestly, it's all connected. Like, it's not only Las Vegas, it's the United States. That's our form of healthcare that we have. And weirdly enough, it comes out of your taxes. Of course, it's whenever you work.
Right, I pay for this shit. That's
So,
why I don't want to
you
You've
get
been
it.
paying into it your whole
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you're getting a cheaper, you don't pay the full amount. That you just get it like subsidized. I don't know. There's a better word for that.
I think subsidized is the right word for it.
And yeah, pretty cool, really nice. But in other words, is men's health.
Scott, you do work on yourself?
Yeah.
I work on myself, yes.
Hold on, that's my next
I have
question.
worked on myself, and the way you work on yourself is you got to learn learn your body.
Right.
Listen to it,
Listen.
but you also got to take control of it because
Mhm.
some people's bodies tells them, I want to lay down all day, every day,
Right.
So it's like, I don't know if that's the best advice. You want to listen to your body in that sense.
That's the
You know.
mental part though, right? So like the physical part, like you're listening to, right? And so like you can, and so like I don't know what your regimen is, but like you can like feel what your body needs, right? Like,
Yeah.
like sometimes it's like I need to work my upper body. Sometimes it's my lower body.
Well, the thing is, like, yeah, you want to have a type of balance when it comes to your overall health, and
Mm-hmm.
and if you're doing like exercise and stuff, yeah, in general, you want to work out. You want to do a push, a pull, and a leg
Mm-hmm.
workout, basically, and then a core workout. I would say
Mhm.
the core is kind of separate, even though core does get in all that stuff. I mean, like usually core, you're engaging it with those other exercises too. But I think like those four main categories is like you'd want to focus on: a
Right.
push, a pull, a core, and then legs.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's what I'd incorporate in anything.
And you could see it go drastically to the idea of mental health, because if you work on yourself in a physical manner, your brain trains to be more productive, where you're able to release certain chemicals in your brain more effectively, because your body has full circulation of blood, and a lot of movement, and a proper diet really goes a long way. And that being said, it's like with the physical side, I can't really say much. That's more of Scott's side, but I could say more of the mental health side.
Well, you can talk about this, like, or also is like when you work out a muscle, you want to have that mind connection. So, like, you're building that groove within those chemicals, the reaction, the ATP and the sodium and the potassium chloride that makes a muscle contraction and that kind of stuff. Like, you're building up that, like, the grooves of all that. So you're building, like, that's part of it too. You know what I mean? If you really want to get
It
like
takes
the science
mental
of it.
fortitude to be able to push yourself physically,
Yeah.
right? Because like there's a balance, right? And like if I don't want to exercise, then I'll do a push up, and I'm like, that's enough. But like the mental fortitude is like, no, like I want to push myself.
Yeah.
I want to see how many push-ups I can do.
Yeah.
And with like learning your body, like you learn how many you can do and how many you should do, right? Because for me anyway, it's like there have been I was like super fit in my teens and my early 20s, and then every time I try to get back into my my physical physique, I would go really hard.
Yeah,
Right.
that's really common.
It would be it would be like a year since I've actually worked out, and then I'm like, I want to get fit again. So I'll go hard that first day, right? Push myself, and then the next day,
Yeah.
I'm recovering so badly, it hurts, right? To the point where like I can't work out anymore, like. And so I would have to wait 3 or 4 days to recover from this, but then I broke the chain, right? Now I'm just like
But
Now I don't work out again for another year.
Yeah, but well, there was no chain. If it's already been a year, you haven't worked out, you work out one to take 4 days off, that's fine. Take 4 days off. 5th day, you better be doing something though. But the advice that someone's getting back into it is, okay, you could probably do 30 or 40 or whatever it is. Okay, just do 10 then. Just do 10 and then wait, then do 10 the next day. So I'm more about now spacing it out a little bit, like
slow and steady.
Yeah, slow and steady.
As long as you're being consistent, working out every single day, exercising every single day.
Let's say you're like, we do a push-up contest right now. We do 200 push-ups today. Okay, but then if we don't do push-ups for a year, like that was just, it was just like, okay, we might have had a little benefit for a week or whatever, but after that, there was no long-lasting benefit. You know what I mean? But I'd rather do, like, say 30 push-ups a day, but 7 days a week, or say 6 days a week. That you're nearing at 180, so you're almost at that 200.
It's that consistency,
but it's that consistency. Yeah.
If you're
but sometimes you got to take breaks too, though. Like it's okay to take even 4 days. Sometimes it's okay to take 4 weeks off. Sometimes you have to. And sometimes it's an injury, so you're kind of forced to in some ways.
Right.
So that's the whole thing. You don't want to injure yourself. Because the thing is, like right now, if you haven't worked out in X amount of time, or let's just say like a year, that's a good number, a year plus. Because like if it's 2 years out, it's still kind of the same as if it's 1 year. To be honest, it's kind of the same. You don't want to go and do your max output right away, because your max output is going to be higher than what you're going to want to train daily. Like if your max output is 100 or whatever figure we're trying to put is 100, don't go and do 100. You know what I mean? Because that's like your maximum output. You're going to take like 4, 5, 6, 7 days recovery. You might get injured in the process, and that's not worth it. Go and do a 30% output. Just burn 30% of that.
Right, and there's people who've never worked out before, right? And
that's crazy.
Right, and it's like they've lived their whole lives. Like I don't know what it is to stretch every day. I don't know what it is to work out every day. And so I think it's I think it's just like taking a step at a time, right? Like when I say like the tortoise wins the race, like I fucking mean that shit, right? Like it's not true for everything, obviously, but it's like super beneficial as like don't break the chain.
Is that
do
like
a little bit every
rule?
single day?
Create a chain.
Well, it's like
20 minutes. Don't go over.
Yeah,
20
you just
minutes.
do it. Well, if you just do it if it's brand new to you, but you start doing 20 minutes every day, that's how you start something new. Especially if you've never, ever done it, or you've got a couple extra pounds, 20 minutes would be a lot.
Yeah, it might even be a little overkill. But it depends on what type you're doing. If you're doing like 20 minutes of hockey versus 20 minutes of like, let me do a walking for 20 minutes. You know what I mean? The hockey is like completely different level, because that's the sprinting.
And on that same one, I think it's good to take breaks, but you have to remember that it's just a break and keep to the set. Okay, well, I'm going to take a break 1 week, 4 weeks, 1 day, whatever the hell. But it's a break. It's not, I quit, I'm walking away forever. And it's keeping that discipline, where too many people take a break, and the break ends up being 4 damn years.
And that's for me, the hardest part is starting, right? And so that's the thing. So like if you start small and stay consistent every single day, just small changes, small habits, small exercises, small meditations, right? Small. That's gonna be more beneficial than like going really hard once a month.
I agree.
Yeah, it's pointless to do once a month. I think a good starting point is like twice a week. If you really have never worked out before, pick 2 days, make them 3 days apart. Do Monday and Thursday or something like that. Because that's it.
I get like
do that for 6 weeks. That's 6 times 2. That's 12 workouts.
Right.
Do that. Then you can start maybe changing it up. I would say whatever you set though, commit not just for like, I'm gonna do this workout right now, or I'm gonna do Monday and Thursday. It's like, I'm gonna do Monday and Thursday for the next month. I would say try to have at least that kind of thinking, because it's hard to say. Like my brother-in-law works out, and he's like super incredible in shape, and I was telling him, for the next 2 years I'm gonna do this, and he's like, oh, now you got to think out 15 years. So like you could get so far out where you're like,
that's wild.
Yeah, but like he's at that level where he could think 15 years out. You know what I mean? What he's gonna do, or at least, unless he's also saying that to hype me up. You know what I mean? Because there's like a level of that too.
What's your current workout regimen?
Basically, I go 4 days a week. I do home workouts, push-ups, pull-ups,
calisthenics,
crunches, and air squats. And then I do hockey 3 days a week. I do competitive hockey Monday and Friday in a league. And sometimes there's 2 games. It's actually pretty often we've had 2 games. Like yesterday I played 7:30 game and a 9:30 game.
Right.
And then Saturday I play about 2.5 hours. At least 2 hours though. because that's more in like a group setting where it's just like kind of pick up hockey, so we could get a lot of time or not. So you count all that in at minimum on the Friday and Monday. That's 1 hour of hockey though, so that's 2 hours plus the 3. So it's basically 5 hours of that cardio a week, I guess you could say.
Damn, you're killing it on the cardio.
Yeah,
killing it.
And then and it's like sprinting cardio too though.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not steady state cardio. Steady state is like I'm gonna walk 3.5 miles an hour, or
like you're
2 miles
you're
an hour.
skating, so like you're using your core, like going back and forth, like you're I mean you're like mentally like
engaged,
yeah.
And then you're like, because you're focused on something, and so like a lot of that's also how you can get hurt too though. That's why you got to practice off the field too though. That you haven't practiced or whatever. Well, that's how you start growing. I mean, stretching actually is super important. I was watching this guy named, you guys know David Goggins, that guy.
Yeah.
Supposedly he says he stretches 2 hours every single day.
That's time.
I mean, that guy's like, I mean, if you don't have like, I mean, I'm sure he doesn't
Number up.
run anymore, you know what I mean?
Number up for the zombie apocalypse.
The thing is, I would say doing something even 20 minutes a day can be like daunting. Like that's a lot of work. You know what I mean? It could be a lot of work.
I mean,
So that's how it starts, twice a week, and then go to 3 days, and then maybe 4 days.
I want to say like before I came to Vegas, I was really starting to get like in tune to my body, and calisthenics always were my go-to. Like working out for me is like more personal than anything else. Like I don't like gym culture, or I don't want like I don't want
You know, like gym culture, bro science.
Bro science.
I'm telling you, the whole time I've been
You
telling
don't
you
throw
bro
down
science.
bro science.
I love bro science
Okay.
to watch, not to actually be a part of.
I mean, the gym is distracting. It can be, but it could be good because you have all the equipment.
You have all the equipment.
Because like, what do you mean by gym culture though? Like you're not a meathead.
I'm not a meathead.
I just wanted to hear that.
Like I don't know, like
not a meathead.
I'm not, obviously, right? But
you could be a meathead though. You could be a good meathead.
I would be
You
a great
really could.
meathead.
You have like
I can be a great whatever I want to be, and like at my strongest though.
Nah, I guess that's bad. No, I'm not trying to. It's just fun.
So like at my physical peak, right? My uncle had gotten out of jail, right? He was the biggest coke dealer in our neighborhood, right? And so he had like no place. So he got locked up, right? He only did like 5 years for like. I mean, what
he was moving?
For what he would have gotten now, like it would have been fucking ridiculous.
So he's working out a lot, or what?
So he's like the fucking he's like the Puerto Rican Mike Tyson, like that's how I describe him, right? And so a force to be reckoned with. It's just mad. So he had no place to go when he got out of jail except for my mom. He used to protect my mom when she was a kid, and so now he's like in my apartment, and he's like now all of a sudden jail culture is like going on in my apartment. This dude's like he's like giving me weights. I'm doing push-ups. He's beating the shit out of me, like in a loving way, you know, like in a loving way. When I'm talking
loving way.
That's it.
Loving way.
Dude,
No, you want to learn by guys like that. At least, I mean, he may not made best business choices, but like, he knows how to get in shape.
I love this. Like this, I mean, obviously, maybe like he shouldn't have been as rough with me as he was, but I love him. He didn't mean any harm to me, right? You know, it wasn't malicious to it. But like, I was doing 8 one-arm push-ups on each hand, 75 pull-ups, 100 push-ups. Like I was in jail, bro. Like I was like ready.
Well, yeah, because a guy like that, he's in a 4x4 square.
yeah. And that was at my physical best.
Damn.
So the thing is, you could take all that information, you've already done it,
Mm-hmm.
and just start doing it again.
Yeah.
And when I looked at you and it said the meathead, the way I'm actually looking at you, you're a freaking gladiator, bro. I could see you as being a gladiator. Right? No, right now.
It's the beard.
Like right now, I was like,
you can take a punch.
You're a freaking like you could be a gladiator, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could be ready to fight. Now you just gotta start doing the work.
Well, we actually talked about this, and I looked it up. If you have a beard like what he does, it usually means that he had fighters in his family, and that's because for example, if I punched you both, square in the jaw, the exact same amount of force, the exact same spot, it's going to hurt you way more than it's going to hurt Will because his beard, the fluffiness, protects it a lot. We looked it up. It's huge. No, I kid you not.
Yeah, it's a resistance. Yeah, there's
I promise you, it's a real.
That's
yeah,
like how I'm gonna
super
shave
real
my
thing.
legs so I could be faster swimmer.
But that's
I do
actually true though.
probably-
But they do shave their legs, so they are faster swimmers though. When it comes to the Olympic level, right? Yeah, shaving your
I know
hairs,
the hundredths of a second matters.
Yeah, it matters. Yeah, and so this cushion on my chin, you're not knocking me the fuck out, bro. You're not knocking me out with this hair.
It's fun to take
I
a look.
know this beard is getting longer every time I see you. I wonder how long can it go? Well, let's find out.
No, it's I'm gonna shorten it.
No. It was meant for us to bring it up.
This is the longest it's ever been. This is
This is the peak. Is this
it's
peak?
about to be 2 years in June.
That's 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go 3, bro.
And I like just like trim it a little bit every once in a while, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I want
Give it a nice little trim.
I want to learn how to like shape it and manipulate it.
I'll be a little pirate. I can see
Speaking
that.
of men's health,
Yeah.
by determining factor of having to know what gender your wife is going to have.
Wait, what? Oh,
like
the baby?
The baby. The
Yeah.
thing is you have to look at
Thank you.
two things: the testosterone level of the male. Now, the male that has the most testosterone is going to have a boy. The man. The man. I'm trying.
I
Yeah.
legit thought. I'm sorry, Vlad, for interrupting you. I legit thought they were gonna be like, how can you tell if your girlfriend is actually a biological female? That's I thought we were going with.
Me too. I was like, buddy, this is gonna get all bad. I was about to stop. I was like, buddy, we're not doing that. No.
No, it's science. The thing is,
Oh, God.
You look at it from
Okay.
this perspective. The man, okay, like, we have both the testosterone and the cortisol, you know, because we have the balance. Now, when it affects our sperm. So, for example, the way I see it is if you, as a male, have the most testosterone, when you inseminate your wife and, you know, have a child, it has a more or less chance of being a female or a male based on the male's testosterone level. So, for example, me being a beta cuck boy all the time on here, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have 3 daughters because I don't. You see this beard? This took years to grow.
No.
So a guy like Will, he's gonna have 3 boys because why?
Betas
He
don't
has
reproduce,
the
bro.
higher testosterone level. So there's a science behind that, you know. Just putting that out there, you know. So that's one thing about like the men's health world.
okay.
So just to think
Yeah.
about, that's my philosophy I live by.
So women turn babies into boys.
No,
It
no,
takes
no, no.
men to turn a boy into a man, though.
Well, in the mental
It
sense,
takes
probably.
it takes a village to raise a person, right? And so it takes a village, right? Like I feel like I think I'm a man, right? I feel like a man, right?
Identify as one.
I identify as a man. I was raised by a woman though, like my dad wasn't around, right? And it took everyone.
You have to have a male figure, though, whether it's not your dad or not. I guarantee you had a male figure, though.
Y'all
Whether it's your
not
uncle,
fitness.
or that guy. Who's that? The guy that was in jail? The big old.
My uncle.
That was your uncle. You said, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm saying you had like.
I had
like
a
that.
stepfather. Yeah. And
You don't need your biological father.
You don't need
It's
your
nice to have him,
you don't
but,
need your
you know.
biological father, but like you need people, right?
Yeah,
Men,
you need
women,
people, though.
You need
You need both, and yeah, I'm not trying
Right.
to put down women. We need
You
women
need
just as much as men.
people. And it's crazy important. Like, I mean, the reason why my beard is like this right now is because like I didn't have a dad to teach me how to fucking shave. I don't know how to do
So
it.
you need beard for men?
I need Manscaped right now.
I need to get
because
one
it's
of
going
those, too.
everywhere.
Yo, can we get a sponsorship from that? I need to
Yeah, because
shave my
you
balls
could try it out.
because I keep cutting my ball sack with the female razor, and it's not.
Oh, that'd be fun.
So you
Maybe
think
get
The
a
female
sponsorship
razors
from
are
him.
smoother.
Oh, you know, for so long, you know what's so crazy? For so long, I used women's deodorant because I had this idea in my mind that like society doesn't want women to smell, so their deodorants were stronger than men's.
I like
Because like there's like a because like
Shit smells better,
because
bro.
like you know like a men's musk or like the pheromones,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Yeah.
It's like it's more societally accepted now. So
That's pretty logical.
I felt that like women's deodorants were like blocked everything. So I was wearing like secret
You could leave the
baby powder.
nastiest fart, and you could just have female deodorant on your body, and it just masks it. Really
Put
well.
the camera on.
Trust me, I know.
Forever I used secret.
I didn't like
Well, little cheat code, little fun fact. Using a female razor is actually awesome as fuck, and let me explain why.
What makes a razor a female razor as opposed to a men's razor?
It's
The
the,
color of
it's
it.
the
color?
marketing. It's the marketing and the color of it.
Okay.
So, like, and the female razor has 2 bumps on it, while the male razor has 1 bump, little rubberized thing that grips on your skin. And that's what I've noticed. And the female one is just it's more smoother, and you can't cut your face with the thing. And it actually cuts more smoothly because I don't have like a lot of like I don't have like
density.
like
Or what-
that,
no, you
but
have a
like
decent-
I have like I don't have it as a, how do I say this, full and like stronger than yours, and yours is.
Well, definitely.
Mine
yeah.
is like more in specs, like.
Oh,
this.
Well, I mean, no, I don't.
It's
Trust me,
fuller.
if I had,
Yes,
I don't,
fuller,
I
that's
don't
the
have a
word.
beard. I don't have a beard
Yeah.
here, Vlad.
No, but
I
like
have
the
like
goatee you have, it's more.
my
you have,
goatee is a little thick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's you have thick hair molecules compared to
What else
mine.
would you call that?
So that's
Yeah.
that's why it's like with you will be
You
perfect.
need to
with the
start
male
drinking
razor.
green sauce.
Green
I mean,
sauce.
pickle juice, and add more green sauce to all your tacos.
Oh, fucking
Let me
pick.
write that down.
My mom.
That gets hair
My
on your
mom's
chest too.
nickname
No,
for
I
me
eat
is
spicy
pickle.
Pickle?
Like I can
Your nickname is pickle.
for my mom, yeah. So
Oh.
like I can eat a gallon of pickles
No, wait,
in
hold on.
one sitting, and I've done it as a kid. That's why, like, I
We can have a
fucking-
pickle eating contest right here.
You called your mom pickle
No.
and you ate a
What do you
gallon
mean,
of
no?
pickles? Hold on,
You're not up for
what
the
is that
challenge.
supposed to
No,
mean?
I would fucking beat you guys.
It'd be us 2 versus you,
I love pickle juice. Do not.
and
Wait,
maybe
wait.
I'll get Vinny. And
Oh,
I'll
what are the parameters of this pickle eating contest?
We'll just say like let's not do speed because that's like sloppy.
Not like
It's
the
just like
fat
we have
ones,
this.
like the
We have like
little
100
tiny
pickles,
ones,
and it's like
so
or
like
maybe a jar of 50.
within the.
Can you eat a whole jar in one sitting? That's the question.
I could.
Actually, you have to know the health science behind it.
No, it's-
that looks like
it's-
it'll melt your
it's
gut.
My favorite.
So
It'll change the plot.
and what's crazy is like it's crazy. It's high in sodium, so it's not really good for you. It's like vinegar.
We'll drain the
and-
water
right?
out. Or the
But-
vinegar,
That's
yeah.
smart.
But pickle juice is my go-to hangover cure. Professional athletes use it to prevent cramping.
That's so cool.
It's like legit. Like
Yeah, see, I should have some pickle juice like with me.
yeah.
I don't cramp all the time, but like on Friday, I cramped at the. I don't know, maybe whatever. I cramped like the last like 5 minutes of the hockey game. I had to come off.
And it helps you.
I was like, oh, my calf was bad, but I'm also not
That's not
stretching.
good.
as
One
good
ounce,
as I
of, one
should
ounce
be.
of pickle juice, bro.
But I just
you-
wonder if I would have just like took
1
a
ounce
lot of
pickle
that.
juice.
Yeah,
1 ounce of pickle juice. I promise you.
because 1 ounce is only like a little shot. Basically,
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Very little.
Yeah.
I will out pickle all of these motherfuckers in this fucking room. I'm talking about fucking Vladdy Daddy, Scott, fucking the red panda over there, Vinny. Like no one can out pickle.
Do you play pickleball?
Pickle
though?
will.
Did you think about what
I
you
like
just
to-
said?
I like
So
to
how
play
many pickles
pickleball.
can you handle at once?
Don't make it weird, bro.
You're the
make it
one
weird.
pickling down.
The only pickles that are unacceptable is the one that they put in McDonald's, like the little burger,
I think
the
you like
burgers
that
in
one.
McDonald's.
I-
The pickles are
As
fake.
funny enough, I don't like pickles in my sandwiches. Really, I don't. I like it
I'm
as a
not,
standalone.
yeah, I'm not a
now.
big fan of that either.
Yeah,
well, because
I
they're not high quality either. That could be a part of it.
Yeah, I'm not.
They're gonna give you the lowest quality crap.
My favorite are the
Little
deli
rubber
pickles,
bands.
like the half sours, you know, like the deli sandwiches, the deli sandwich pickles. I love.
Well, we don't talk
No, well,
about
relish
that.
has pickles.
They don't
isn't
know
it?
this.
Isn't relish pickles?
Relish are pickles
Yeah,
with like
so-
some other seasonings.
Some other
yeah.
crap in it. Sometimes it's not that great, but
I don't.
a good
even-
relish.
don't
I mean, a
eat
good relish is good though. Nice pickles, yeah. But that's talking about getting hair on your chest, bro.
Yeah, but I'm cool with that, but not the spicy
Ooh.
shit. I don't know how y'all do that.
What
No, you
is
don't
a
fucking
pickle shot
You
though?
don't need the spicy
A
stuff.
pickleback shot? What is that though?
No, I'm
It's
cool with
it's
Yeah.
called a pickleback.
Pickleback. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
already saying.
Oh, there's actually a drink called that.
that.
No, and it's the best. It's a shot of it's a shot of
It's the best.
It's a shot of Jameson.
This guy's such a good salesman. It's the
It-
best.
It is
so
really
good.
solid though. Yeah, it is.
So you
Okay,
can-
so how do you have it?
So
delivered?
you take a shot of typically it's like Jameson. You
Okay.
shoot the Jameson and you have a shot of pickle juice at the same time, and it completely cuts the bite of the Jameson.
And we can go get this right here at the downtowner.
Oh,
Yeah.
they have
Oh,
that
that's
in
the
there,
downtowner.
too.
What is
It's
that?
a more
Commonwealth?
specialty.
Juice. They don't,
Commonwealth?
they don't have pickle juice at the downtowner.
No, it's one of them on Fremont. Who does it? They literally
Uh,
have it on
So
there.
there's
Just
one down
said
here. Though.
Corduroy. They have the
Corduroy,
habanero
corduroy.
picklebacks. Yeah.
So if you guys want pickle juice, get in contact with us. We got
And the
pickle juice.
nerds.
We got
so
They call it
but check.
Hey,
But
baby.
check
I
it
got
out.
that pickle juice.
But pickle juice like helps with rehydration. So like it's
Well, I mean, it's vinegar, right? So it's like apple cider vinegar. It's like, why not pickle juice vinegar? It's
Mhm.
like,
yeah. So it kind of counteracts
I thought it'd be
The
more of a
dehydration.
dehydrator. I thought it'd be more of a dehydrator because it's
because
like
of
salty
sodium
or whatever, but
It's
not
so
necessarily.
crazy,
though.
bro. It's an anomaly. Science is still trying to figure it out.
And like science even says
that
that
like a jellyfish?
Science can't tell you to not have. They're not even sure if too much sodium is a bad thing necessarily. They know if it's a bad thing if you already
No,
got
it's a bad thing.
preconditioned. If you're like, I mean, to a limit. But I'm saying they don't really. The recommendation first off, like
Never
the
pass
food
the
pyramid,
kidney
don't trust the
stone?
food pyramid.
Mm.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
just read a
Like,
study that the an article that the was it who the World Health Association
Yeah.
was concerned with people with America's overconsumption of sodium
Mm.
because it's one of the leading causes of heart disease.
I think it's only after you have heart disease then you got to cut the sodium. They're not sure like if you're healthy how they don't know what the healthy amount is for a healthy person. That's what I'm
about
saying.
the vinegar.
That's
Well,
an
there's
interesting
a
one,
like
though.
But I know
there's-
if you already have heart disease, then it's like, oh yeah, for sure, you gotta like be careful because then you can have like swelling in your legs
Right.
and stuff like
Let's talck about how many types of candies we have in America or on this planet
It's
and how it's
infinite.
affecting
that.
us.
Okay,
Well,
so
me specifically, I love candy.
no, people get addicted to candy because it's so small and
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like
can you
cute.
explain to
It's
me that?
cute.
It
It's
is
because it's like a color. It's like oh, and then like
Fuck.
and then sometimes you
I
can
knew
like
it was a
there's different
psychological
candies.
thing.
Some it's like you suck on it. It's like you don't have to get like I used to have like well first off I used to have like soda like hidden in my bed because I had two other brothers that like
Ooh, I love soda.
my sisters might have jacked the soda too. I don't know if they were like fiends like me and my brothers were, but like I had all this soda like 'cause I was on a bunk bed, so I was on the middle bunk, or I mean I was in the so I had like all my sodas on the side, and I have my blankets on there. So I just feel like so like you know how I had like well first off I love the carbonation, but like once I cracked it I don't want to drink the whole thing necessarily, so I'm like
You were
sipping on
doing
it.
lines
So
of
it's like,
soda?
yeah,
You were doing lines of soda?
I had like okay, like imagine like the Capri Sun like little straws, those little
with a
yellow
little point at the
straws.
end of the straw.
I had like
yeah.
the yellow straws I saved, and I was like using it for like my soda and I like to hide like then my older brother because he's like when you're 3 years older like he's just smarter like there's no
Right.
way around it like he knows like I got taxed. That's what I'm saying. So I get taxed. He takes a soda every now and then, and I couldn't help it. But he's older brother. He could beat me up, and that's what he did. So it's like I just so hey, I'm not trying to get beat up. Here's your soda. Hide him from the little brother.
So like I grew up on I didn't not say I didn't grow up on stuff like we didn't have a lot of money, right? So it was basically all water, right? New York City, fucking champagne of water of a fucking
Wait, what?
it's the champagne of
What is
tap water.
champagne?
New York City's tap water is the champagne of water in this country.
That's true.
It's
Oh, you're saying
fucking-
that's actually true right now?
Yeah, it's the best in the country. We have the best.
I had California
Really?
suburbs water hose from the hose.
Hi, everybody.
But so like during whenever we did have like soda, like
Yeah.
my mom wouldn't let me like drink it unless I finished my food first.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
But like moving
Oh,
forward,
okay, yeah.
so like moving forward from that, so soda wasn't really a big part of my life, or juice wasn't really a big part of my life.
Yeah.
And then when it was, and it took me a minute. So right now, I only drink like 4 ounces of soda or juice a month. Like that's like the
So you got
The
your sugar
average.
intake limited.
The
super hard.
average amount of soda and juice I
And
drink a
you-
month is about 4 ounces.
And you turned out okay.
Now, I did that. Now.
Now.
That was actually a good job.
I've been aiming for the cup, man.
Oh, well, I wasn't aiming for you. I was aiming like.
No,
that
you were.
direction.
Yeah, you were.
So
You
It was
were.
a spur of the moment.
a bunch of researchers got together, right? And they had basically figured out, decided like what, like I mean a lot of speculation has been, but sugar is basically a poison. And it's like one of the leading causes
that
of
I agree
diabetes,
with, yeah.
heart disease, right? And so,
But it's so cute, the candy. It's
I
like
know, I
it's
can't. It's like they have like a little French fries.
what I'm saying is like,
burgers.
so they wanted to make, they wanted
the
to,
yellow. Yeah.
they went to the government and they're like, hey, we want to like get this regulated, like you
Yeah,
shouldn't
the
be able to
government
buy
likes it.
anything with like with sugar.
Sugar cane and all that. Yeah,
Like unless you're like, you know, like over 18, just like cigarettes or alcohol
right.
in a sense, right? And it, like the sugar industry is like so fucking big and prominent, like there's like no way, right? And so sugar is like,
When did they try to regulate it?
well,
Do you remember
They
like
can't
ballpark
now.
this is
figures?
before
Like,
I
was
came
it-
to Vegas. This is like a decade ago.
freeze-dried
Also, I'm
candies
saying it's
on
recently though.
Facebook.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, and so like even like Bloomberg, when I was living in New York, he wanted to reduce
I gotta
the
take this off way too much.
he
remember
he wanted to
that.
reduce the size of
The-
beverages.
Yeah.
Like he was like, you cannot buy a sugar beverage that's more than 8 ounces. And dude, when I'm telling you the pushback on that, because people are like, you're impeding on my rights, right? Arizona,
Well, that was 2016. I just looked it up.
right? So yeah,
Oh. South Park made an episode off that. When Cartman's like going around like, you can't take out the machines, and they go like crazy or something.
Well,
like
that was 2010. That's 2010.
Bingo.
The U.S. government passed the Healthy, Hungry, Free Kids Act.
Well,
what is that? What
So
does that mean?
this
Kids are
was which they
so-
set nutrition standards for school meals and required schools to serve more fruits, vegetables, and whole grains while limiting the amount of sodium, saturated fat, calories in a meal.
oh
The law
no, that's
also-
terrible.
The
That's what
law,
Michelle Obama did. Oh, I
the
have a
law
big thing about
also
that
placed
later on.
limits on the sugar, snacks, and intakes that they were allowed to sell at the school. And in 2016, they went to double down on that. And that's when you had to start putting labels and really inform them.
Well,
I
that's good.
experienced the American
Labels are
educational
important.
system and their lunch. Okay,
Mhm.
don't no. Like the thing is like in other states it's now it's like it's randomized. Now
Nice.
New York is like more healthy food options compared to Arkansas or Texas where they have like the good old American meal, you know, and you know the liberalized states leaned towards the idea of healthy food options for their students
Interesting.
of every high school and middle
Well, that's
school.
one thing I'd agree with the liberals for sure.
Yeah, but at the sense,
Every now and then they come up
Well,
with a good
I'm
one.
more like in the middle. Like y'all have good ideas this side. Red has good ideas this side. Okay,
yeah.
that doesn't mean I ain't joining none of y'all.
I got it. I gotta.
I'm a centralist. Like
too.
there's like a.
I feel like we all kind of are.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a rational human being who learns, like, you know what I'm saying, like
I think
like,
irrational.
you know, like
human beings are
Well,
the,
like, you
the
see-
problem with this country, the problem with the whole world is tribalism. Human beings like to like
that primal though.
fucking put themselves into tribes, right? And so they start to
Man.
identify with
Man.
what they believe in, right? So now my religion is who I am as a whole, right? My politics is who I am as a whole. My sports team is who I am as a whole, right? There's nothing more than that. And so like once you identify with what you believe in, then there's no coming back from you. There's no
Oh, right,
redemption.
right.
Because
Yeah,
I'm too
there's nothing-
embarrassed.
There's nothing that you there's nothing that
Ooh.
I can say to you that's gonna change your opinion. You're like, no, because because people don't like to
Don't like to admit they're wrong.
people can't admit that
Okay,
they're wrong.
people.
It's like getting out of a bad
People
relationship.
can't.
It's
They
like getting
can't.
out of a
It's
bad
hard.
relationship, and you have to admit that you failed and you picked the wrong person for you. Doesn't mean they were necessarily a bad person, right? But same thing. You have to admit failure, that shit failed, and that's hard enough.
And you were part of that failure.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Nobody likes to admit that shit.
No,
Everybody likes to hear their own voice.
the greatest
Yes.
lesson that I ever learned.
We should talk about like stuff that people like. Yeah.
the
That's
greatest
next
lesson
week.
that
We
I
could do
ever
that
That's
next
a
learned.
good one.
The
Yeah.
greatest lesson I ever learned was it's okay to be wrong, and like for forever, right? This like I'm like I grew up like right before fucking smartphones, right? So we couldn't look up shit, right? And I would have debates and debates and debates and debates for hours and hours, and like there was like no fact checking, and so like now like the same thing goes on, right? And it's like so easy to look up.
Well, yeah, like right now, as
It's
we're
so
talking stuff, as
easy.
we're going, how many times have I stopped and been like, hold on, boys, hold on, I looked this up. How amazing is that we have access to that instantly, where we didn't, none of us knew it, but within
Yeah.
2 minutes, I'm regurgitating
Yeah.
the coolest information.
So we're also trusting you. So how? But like, I'm take it bigger. Like, how can we trust like whether it's some social media platform, whatever, to do like that due diligence? That because someone's got to be behind the
Well,
scenes.
You're
doing
working
the
for Big
time out,
Panda,
time
bro.
out, time out.
I feel like you're working for Big Panda
That's
over here,
whoever
bro.
writes
You're
the
fucking.
Think about an encyclopedia, and now we can go look back at a 1990 encyclopedia and find everything that we thought was fact in 1990, and we are using the encyclopedia. It turns out that shit isn't fact anymore.
Right,
I know
because
there's even a book like "Lies My Teacher Taught Me." You know what I mean? In
Yeah.
history and stuff like that.
Thanksgiving. I mean, this is Thanksgiving. Like,
Thanksgiving. Yeah, let's not even get started.
Everything-
on
I
that.
mean, like,
commercialized.
Jesus.
yeah, I mean,
No, he's not wrong.
Are we still live?
That's my fault.
Oh, get that before it ruins the press.
Cancel it.
answer it. Let's talk to who's calling
No,
live
no,
right
no,
now.
because then it'll
No,
close the
I'm-
camera. It'll close the camera.
Good job.
We're using an
Vinny,
iPhone
yeah.
as a camera today. Way to go, Vinny! Save the day.
Yeah.
Way to go, Vinny. Wait, hold on. I know what we should have. Yo, I wasn't quick enough. This is what we should have done.
I love it. How much time we have left?
Like 5 minutes.
Well, we
I mean,
started
say
late,
your
so
fi- yeah, you can
we're
say your
at
final
45 minutes.
That way, you guys can start. Your
You guys
next
good?
One,
You guys
know
good
what
with going 15 more minutes? Because I did have one. No.
I mean? Well, I mean,
I kind of had one more question I wanted.
you want to hop in here?
Ask it,
Yeah.
ask it, ask
Let
it,
Vinny
ask it.
hop in here for the last 10
Answer
minutes.
as honestly as I possibly can right now.
Okay, because everybody always says how terrible Las Vegas can possibly be with living here and the guilty pleasures. And so my thought with this one, and then we'll let Vinny in for it too, because it does
Yeah,
kind
I'll
of
hear
tie
you
in.
out though right now.
So the question, and we're switching Vinny in for this next one because we think he ties in well for this question, right? Is that what we're doing?
No,
Yeah.
No.
No, yeah, that is what
This guy just had to pee.
no, I think it's just going outside.
No, Vinny's coming in right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vinny's coming in.
Oh.
Right now. Okay.
Yeah, you know, you're right, Matt.
So the question: how does living in Las Vegas affect your mental health, and what are some of your strategies for maintaining a good mental health environment in this goddamn Sin City where there is every single guilty pleasure alive?
Anybody.
What?
Great question.
Can you? Okay.
So I think the state of current politics right now and the climate. No, I actually do not know what you. I have no idea what you just asked. I have no idea what you just asked.
Fucking clowns. All right.
I was moving.
I know. That's why I just wanted to watch. I feel like I just should have played that.
I was thinking the same thing in my country world brain.
All right, the question again, and I've been wanting to ask this one. How does living in Las Vegas affect your mental health, and what are some of the struggles and strategies for maintaining good mental health in an environment where there is sex, drugs, booze, hookers, all of it? How do you maintain good health when you have all this shit in front of you?
Okay.
All right, so my friends were concerned about me. We're gonna talk about this in the next cast. They were really concerned about me moving to Vegas because I was the wildest person that they have ever met, right? Which is like hard to believe now because I'm pretty chill, but they were worried about me, and I told them all. I looked them all in the eyes, and I said, the one reason that I can move to Vegas is because I learned one thing.
I'm number one.
I learned how to say no. Right? Like, saying no is a huge thing, right? It's being able to, like, understand your limits, your comfort, like, like who you are as a person. Right? As a person with an addictive personality, I'm not about to go do pumps of fucking ketamine. Just because someone asked me to. I mean, I will do bumps of ketamine if someone asks me to, depending on the fucking day.
Jesus.
But no, but like it's really like no, I for me, like, what's necessary in just life, and especially Las Vegas, the city of excess, moderation. Moderation is the key to life. So
would you say you indulge all of it, but just at certain times?
At minimally and strategically.
That's beautiful. You know, I'm not. I mean, listen. I keep saying that this is vague. Okay, so I talk to people all the time when I'm out there, and everybody's always asking, "How do you do it? This or that." And I'm like, "Yeah, how do you not do it? How do you like?" I feel like I don't know if I could live anywhere else now that I've lived down here. It's so damn amazing. I could go walk to anything and everything, and it's all right at my fingertips. And then when I'm done, I'm just like, "Yep, I'm walking home now." Bye.
There's definitely a lot of cities that are downtown areas that are similar to this. I think what's most it's like you were saying, like what's dangerous is like the access and the excess, right? It's just like you can go to the fucking corner store to buy a gallon of milk for your kids, and then like you put that $20 in the slots. There's slots in every single thing. So it's just like it's so tempting. It's like it's not for the weak-hearted. It's not for the weak-minded, the softs out here. And you can fucking definitely tell. You can see how easily people can be broken out here. You can see how easily people are broken out here.
So, going with what you said about moderation, I like to look at it slightly different. You got to keep things in a balance. So you can have that one day of excess if you balance it with, getting your shit done the other 6 days a week. You can have a little bit of excess by doing it moderation. You can have one day a year that you just go all out. You purge your system of all the pent up energy and stuff.
That's pro moderation, bro. That's pro moderation. Let's do it.
It's on a whole different level.
Level shit.
It's like you gotta find the balance between getting your shit done and having some fun.
Yeah.
So it's like, instead of just saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna moderately do a little bit of cocaine," be like, because you could do a moderate amount every day and still be fucking up your life. But if you find that balance of like, all right, I'm going to get my professional life done, and then when I have my free time, I'm going to get a little freaky and have a little fun.
Is that what we're calling it?
Right, but like I don't think every day is a good cover. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
I'm just saying, perspectively, I look at it from the perspective of having a balance. You got to keep your life in balance.
I like that.
And I think that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's exactly
right.
What
it's just
you're
like
saying.
You can have one Oreo, and it's great.
Yeah,
it's fine. You eat the whole pack of Oreos.
Yeah. So I was just adding to it by saying like I look at it as a balance instead of a moderation. You can have those moments of just like pure selfish, gluttonous, wild, animalistic tendencies, and just have that fun. But you got to balance it out by like keeping everything balanced. You can throw the heavy weight on one side of the scale, but you got to find that balance point.
So moderation. I think we're saying the same thing.
We
are.
I'm just saying it's a different way to look at it.
But then like it's like but then it's like what you look at like binge drinking, right? So it's like I don't drink. I only drink one day a week, right? But I get blackout drunk. That's not moderation. I'm only doing it 1 out of 7 days. So there's a fine line, right? It's just like, well, I only.
Are you hurting anybody? And did you get all your shit done the other 6 days?
Everyone.
Yeah,
And everything that I ever loved has been hurt by Will's binge drinking. That's a joke.
Holy shit.
Who hurt you?
Well, the way I see it is I have an idea from both of your guys' explanations. The way I see it is me, I want to make sure that my mental and like the little neurons in my brains don't get affected from certain contributing factors such as drug use or just like something crazy that Las Vegas harbors, because Las Vegas, Sin City, we got a lot of crazy things that, fuck up our mental health and our physical bodies and such. And at a sense, the way we see it is like moderation, but pro moderation is good too if you are in that standpoint in your life. But in my personal, like, the way that I would see myself and how I want to live in Las Vegas is like, yes, there's a lot of temptations, but, like Vinny said, get your shit done, make sure that you're on top of the, your bills, you want to make sure that your credit cards are paid off. You want to make sure that you have a reason to celebrate what you did as, as a contributing member of society, For me, I love
like
weed, and it's just like it's like a glass of Jameson that I have at the end of a hard day. I'm Jameson, a circular spherical glass, ice cube, take a sip. But that's weed for me. And at a sense, it's more or less is like just be kind to yourself. Don't overdo it.
Be kind to yourself.
Be kind. Rewind.
Yeah,
Hey, little.
Be kind to yourself. Be kind
changes-
to everyone.
live for today after you prepare for tomorrow.
Oh, you see, it's because
Oh, I think that was a good closing.
today is a present.
Such a great closing.
I think he just hit the closing.
I'm the closer.
You want to close this shit?
He closed it. It's done. It's
He
over.
closed it. It's done.
over. Goodbye.
So just remember, everybody, live for today, but
Vinny
after
and I-
you prepare for tomorrow.
Давайте жить дружно.
Vinny and I will be back in 5 minutes with talking to yourself.
Oh, you guys are good. I got you guys muted. Well, everybody, that's our first part of the show. That was, honestly, that was really cool. So we do 3 hours each day. Where's my little guy at? Hey, where's my little guy at? Why am I not showing up here? Hello? Hey, oh, shit. There I am. Yeah. So, it's a 3-hour broadcast. We are on the YouTube as well. You're perfectly fine wherever you're at. I am on 4 different platforms at once right now. So, we're on a couple of them saying hi to everybody. So if I do say hello or thank you randomly and you're like, what the fuck? That's where that stems from. If you guys all would be so kind and, maybe drop a little likey poo and press the like on the YouTuber Rooney, that would be pretty fucking dope. Like, if you could just go over to the YouTube, press the like button or the subscribe if you've never been there before. To everybody else, hello. Yeah, so that was our first half. That was kind of supposed to be about men's health. The one question that I thought was most funny, how the fuck did pickles talk into men's health? And, well, easy answer. Pickles are healthy as fuck for you. And we like booze, and we like health, and we're a bunch of guys and degenerates, so that seemed pretty obvious that it was going to go there. And it could have even got weirder, but they didn't let it because they just didn't want to get caught in a pickle conversation. Not that I totally blame them, but yeah. So the next one I won't be on for. I will be back on for the last hour. We switched it up. We normally do 1 hour where we have Will host it and they talk about feelings for different things, and then we do the good buddy thing. But we did the good buddy thing an hour early. So the next one is going to be my 2 buddies, Vinny and Will, and they're going to talk for an hour. They're going to connect feels. They have a lot to talk about. They're going to share all of it, and then after that, we've got an hour of stoner chatter, and I don't know how we're going to tie in good health and stoner chat, but that is the theme for 9:30. So 8:30 is all about connecting your feels. We'll be hosting that one with Vinny as a guest, and then we'll be moving on over to stoner chat and stoner health and fitness in Las Vegas, which, yo, what up, Rosenfire? I'd be lying if I said I'm not curious as how that shit's gonna go down. That shit's gonna be a joke. joke. Unrelated, I was thinking about what I could do because I knew I would be here for a little bit. So check this out. Are you ready for it? Story time. Story time. What up, Tommy? What up, what up, Rosa? What up, Letter? This is story time with the Mad Hatter. So I live out in Vegas, and I also Uber out in Vegas, and there's a bunch of people that are always asking me, hey, $30, you can take a picture of me. Hey, $40, yo, come get a picture of me. I'm beautiful. It's a great tourist thing. You tell everybody you saw it, yada, 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 whatever. So I was taking these two European MILFs around. I don't know, they were like 40 to 50. You could tell they were fit, worked out, tan. They were MILFs. They were definitely 40 or 50-year-old MILFies. Like, they, woo-wee. And I don't know, I was giving them a ride, and we were talking about different things, and we talked about broadcasting and online stuff, and just, I don't know, a bunch of really random things. And so we got to talking, and they had such a great time with me. And they're like, oh, yeah, you do podcasting, and you're online, and you got all these fans from back in the day. Could we get a picture of you? I'm like, honestly, I'm not really comfortable with that. I'd rather if we didn't. And then they're like, all right. What if we paid you? And I'm like, how much? They're like, $10. I'm like, nah, I'm good on that. And the other lady, well, if you got 10, I got a 20. And so apparently I'm willing to sell myself out and let MILFs take pictures of me for $30. So after I gave them a ride and I dropped them off, we got out of the car and we had a couple-minute photo shoot. And I don't know, the whole photo shoot took like 3 minutes. And so I got like $30. Yo, thank you, President Fire. So I got like $30 in 3 minutes and took some pictures with some MILFs. And yeah, I feel like a cheap whore. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like a cheap whore, but you know what? I didn't have to do anything sexually. I just took pictures with them. Yeah, I kid you not. Okay, well, because I was like, yeah, I used to broadcast, and I was kind of explaining my life that you guys have all seen me live. And they're like, bro, that's so cool. We've never, ever met anyone that does that. Like, we want a picture with you. I'm like, no. But it turns out I'm a cheap slut. Yeah, $30. So for $30, I took a picture with them, and now I feel dirty. I've taken a few showers afterwards, but I still feel dirty. Sometimes you just can't wipe that ick off you. Yeah. So I don't know how hookers do it, or strippers. New appreciation for them. I could have had them on tonight, though. Damn, they would have been down, Letter Fan. Damn, they would have been so down. So that was my story time. That was story time with the Mad Hatter. Yeah. Yes, it is. So again, can't really stress it enough. If you want to go over to my YouTube and press the like button. Yeah, the thing is, it wasn't enough dollar bills to wipe the funk off. It just wasn't enough dollar bills to wipe or clean the funk off. But it did make for a good story. I mean, I don't know. It's not often that a middle-aged, out-of-shape, pasty white boy male can get $30 and a picture taken of him. Like, I mean, usually a middle-aged white male is like the epitome of society right now. No one likes them. No one even wants to talk to them. So, I mean, the idea that somebody wanted to pay me? Like, hello? Hey. Hi. I like it. I like it a lot, man. Don't be jelly. Don't be jelly. No. It's been busy out here though. It's been super busy and a lot of fun. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been up to. Not too much else is new. It is okay, so I have been playing listen, I have been playing some anime. I don't know if you guys have been watching, but we're gaming it out. I've been on here a lot lately. So turn on your notifications again. Hey, go ask them when they're ready. Yeah, so I've been playing some Genshin again, man. It's like Zelda anime. It's weird. It's literally Zelda meets anime. But I mean, I've liked it. I've liked it a lot, I go off. I'm slaying dragons again. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Well, we got the boys back in here. They're getting all set up now. I imagine there'll be a shit show, but we'll see. So let's give them, I don't know, give them 1 minute, you guys, and we'll be right back, everybody. Let's say 60 seconds, and we'll be back with the boys. So give it 1 minute because, well, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to rabble on. Before I leave, though, and I leave it to my friends for an hour, thank you so much for hanging out again. And it really is a blessing and a privilege to see you guys again, man. I did throughout think of a few of you. I can definitely say I thought of, well, Letterfans still talk, but I definitely always think of Rose and Fire because I use the foot pedal thing all the time. And then Tommy, I see you back there, like, bro, oh man, how you doing? How you doing? What's up? Frozen Fire, TY, yo, yo. And like, thank you for the top hat. Wait, what? Yo, they have a top hat gift over there? Yo, oh, what's up? What up, my future? What up, Ram? Boom. What up, Jose? Zay. It's like, thank you for hanging out on the YouTube as well, you guys. I really appreciate it. But yeah, so if we happen to get disconnected on whatever side platform I'm on, yo, thank you for the Rose Adventure, and good seeing you again. If I do get disconnected on any app, we are on the YouTube, and I don't think I'm going to get disconnected on that. So if anything bad happens, come over and find us on the YouTube movie. With that being said, hey, yeah, no, I'm here. So I'm going to leave it to my two buddies, and then I'll see everybody in a... Well, let's say I'll see you guys go to 45 minutes. I'll see everybody again at 9:30. So these guys got the floor until 9:30. Here they are. Ready.
Can you change the background?
Go.
Welcome to Talking to Yourself. Each week, new guests, new topic. Today's topic is going to be moving to Vegas, and my guest today is Vinny. So, Vinny, tell me about yourself. How old you are, where you're from, what do you do for a living?
I'm 35. I was born in Fort Wayne, Indiana, grew up in Whitewater, Wisconsin, and now I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada. Today was actually my last day at a Harley-Davidson dealership here in town, and I'm moving on to hopefully greener pastures. I'm going to be trying to get into the cannabis industry.
I love it. Yeah, cannabis for me has always been like a tug and pull. You know, like it's very personal for me, and I think for most people that I meet, it's not. It's like it's more social. It's I mean the benefits are like outstanding, right? Yeah. So we're talking today about moving to Vegas. So you from Wisconsin, right? And you moved to where?
So I was born in Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indiana, and then we moved to Whitewater, Wisconsin, which is where my dad's from. He was working for General Motors when my mom was pregnant with me. They said, if you want to continue working, you got to transfer over to this plant in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Right.
So obviously, you know, with a kid on the way, you got to stay with your job and stay with the money. So, you know, he moved, and then as soon as he had the chance to move back, he did. You know, I had one of those, like, really good upbringings. My dad was making enough money where my mom could be a stay-at-home mom. So, you know, I always had parental guidance throughout my childhood. You know, and then as I was getting a little bit older and, you know, going into college, I started partying. Then I was partying too much. Dropped out of school, just started doing the working thing. Paid off my student loans. No degree, but no debt either. So, you know, I've just been kind of trying to improve myself to where I could get a livable income with, you know, not having that college degree.
So how old were you when you came to Vegas? And was that like a decision that you made on your own? Did your family move here and that's why you're here?
So in 2016, I I lost the girl that I was in love with. She had lupus and she lost the battle, passed away.
Fuck.
The next day, my grandpa passed away. 2 weeks after that, my uncle passed away. And then 2 months after that, my best friend passed away. So I was in a bad place mentally. Like my mental health was in the literal gutter.
Right.
I started partying harder, drinking
In what
more.
sense? Alcohol, drugs.
Alcohol, mostly the party drugs, and then it just kind of I just started to lose that balance that we were talking about in the previous podcast, and it's kind of like what you were saying. Like I couldn't say no to the friends that were getting deeper and deeper into partying.
Right.
And I got to the point where I was, just staying still, staying stuck where I was at. And I reached out to my parents and said, I need a change. I need to get out of here. Like, I need to get away from certain people that are kind of keeping me in some bad habits. And so with the help of my parents, I moved 2,000 miles away from everything I knew to start fresh, to become the person that I knew I am. And I was able to cold turkey most of the drugs and stuff. All the hard drugs and party drugs I kicked. And what I did to kick it was I started smoking cannabis whenever I would have a craving for something. And, if that craving wouldn't go away, I'd smoke till I fell asleep. And after a month, I was, I got a job. It was a scooter rental company here in town. And that was just a stepping stone to get me to the next step. And from there, I went to the Harley-Davidson dealership, really thrived there, made some good money, and was able to get myself into the position I am now, where I'm leaving a great job for what could very well potentially be a better job and is my dream job, because I've always been an empathetic person who wants to help people. And between my physical pain, mental health pain, and everything, cannabis has just, like, using past propaganda has been the gateway to a better life for me.
Yeah, that's so crazy, because like for someone who was like struggling with like addiction issues, self-control issues, compulsion, right? Like Las Vegas is like the last place you want to come, right? Because it's the city of excess, right? It's the city, it's the sin city, right? And so when I thought about coming out here, like all of my friends were like, no. They're like, Will, stop, right? Because my background is like, I've always been 0 or fucking 100, and so I didn't fucking like, my aunt, when I was growing up, she had become like HIV positive for like sharing needles. That's a story for a different day, but like she ended up dying of AIDS. And for me, right, I associated drug use with her diagnosis, right? And it took me forever to smoke weed for the first time. Like after weed and alcohol, I started drinking. I started smoking cigarettes at 12, started drinking at 13. I smoked weed at 14. And then I did mushrooms for the first time when I was 21, and then at 22 I did everything. Like, what do you have? I'm gonna fucking do it, right? Like 0 or 100, right? Except like the bigger, like the main, like the bigger drugs I didn't do. And because of that, I was like one of like the what people still refer to me as the craziest person that they have ever met, right? And I saw that, I felt that, I felt like there was like something like I always thought there was something inherently wrong with me. I thought there was like something like genetically, like I was like predisposed to be the worst person on this fucking planet, and at the same time the fucking best, right? And it really hit me when my friends who I used to work with, like I hadn't seen him in a couple of months, and he was like, I had told him like, hey, I haven't had a drink in like a month and a half, and he was like, I'm really proud of you, Will. And it felt like he took it as like I was going sober, right? He thought I was an addict, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a second, you thought I was like fucked up? And he's like, I thought you were fucked up, bro. And it kind of changed my perspective. So I disappeared for like 2 years, right? I really got my shit together, right? And during those 2 years, I started exercising, started meditating. I was stretching every single day, right? My mom at the time, who was like the best person I ever met, right? The strongest person I ever met. She was like going through her own stuff, and she wasn't working. So I got this job as a security guard at one of the biggest advertising agencies in the world, Ogilvy and Mather, and I worked for the building department. And so as a security guard, I got to train to become a licensed fire safety director and a certified emergency action planner. So now, right, like I couldn't get to work hungover because people's lives were at stake when I was on shift. Like it was my job. Like when if in the events of an emergency, no one can say shit to me. Like I superseded everyone. It was like I would tell the office what to do. Evacuate, shelter in place, right? I was trained everything from fucking fires to nuclear warfare to fucking goddamn zombie apocalypses. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like my job. And so like to give you a sense of like how drastic that shit is, we are the last people to leave the building. 6 fire safety directors and deputies died in the World Trade Center. The last people to leave the fucking building. This is like, I'm fucking New York City, right? I'm only like a couple of miles from the World Trade Center. And so I'm like, I had started, I had a background in like documentary filmmaking. I worked for a nonprofit organization, right? It was like one of those fucking funnest times in my life. And so I had quit that to become like a professional screenwriter, except like all of my screenplays sucked. You know, like they're like legit were just trash. Like there were like all fantastical stories about me and my friends being perfect. You know, like there was like we did no wrong. We were just the best at everything we did, right? There was just like love letters to me and my friends. It's just they weren't good screenplays. There was like no growth, right? God complex for sure. And so one day I'm like, wait a second. Like my best stories are my real stories. The stories about like me growing up, the relationships I've been with, you know. The things that I've done, right? Like people, I used to have my coworkers and my friends and all these people like at the edge of their seats, like listening to me. Like I made my coworkers' days better by telling my stories. You know, like I made my friends would just like sit around me and just like tell me another fucking story, and I started writing about my life, and it became like cathartic, right? And that's when I realized, right, when I was like trained to be an FSD, when I started like researching like self-improvement, and I had this idea of like, wait, I want to like write a book about like escaping the hood mentality by using self-reflection, me writing about my life, and like building better habits, the things I was studying. And my best friend at the time, who lives like his mom still lives next door to my mom back home in Brooklyn. He has a house in Puerto Rico, so we were supposed to go out there, and we were gonna live off the lands. We were gonna I was gonna write a book, you know, like I was gonna help him on his artistic shit. That fell through. I was taking care of my mom, for about 3 or 4 years. She was able to get back on her feet, and then I had this idea of like, Puerto Rico fell through. I need someplace else to go. I had one best friend out here, and he had, in hindsight, like this dude, he's like the worst possible host for a new city. You know, like his name is like O Dizzy B Dizzy. You know, like this dude, like he's my brother, right?
Yeah.
He's missing the action right now. But I was like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna like just move to Vegas. You know, I was as an FSD, I was working with people who were like 10 years older than me and like 50 years older than me, and they all like said the same thing. Like, you know, one day I'm not gonna be here anymore. One day I'm gonna do what I really want to do, right? And they all felt like, every single one of them felt like older versions of myself, and I saw myself just being them in 10 years, being them in 30 years, 50 years, right? And I just didn't want that. So like I had this is like a fucking 6-figure job that I just acquired, you know?
Yeah.
Like if I was working for the Freedom Tower right now, I'd be making 150K a year.
Yeah.
You know, like
it's real good money.
Right. I mean, it's not that good for New York, but but yeah, right? It's just like, it's a fucking career.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, fuck it, bro. Like, I had that was my third career, and I thought back and I was like, man, the most rewarding experience I've had was working for this nonprofit organization with like youth, with inner city youth. You know, like telling them my story, being there for them. You know, like just like, and I put that. I came out here. I legit I gave that job a month's notice because I respect them. You know, like and I told them, I was like, yo, I gotta go. I told my mom I gotta go. I told my brother I gotta go. I told my friends and family, I'm like, dude, like, how do I know Brooklyn's right for me? I've lived there my whole fucking entire life, and I love it, but it's all I know. Like, how do I know it's actually for me?
Yeah. You gotta spread out a little
bit. I put my notice in and never looked back, bro. I was only supposed to come in for 3 months.
Yeah, I chose Vegas. So my best friend that passed away, his mom and grandma were out here, and I drove his ashes and his dog out to them. When I was out here, I noticed that, you know, there's some stuff around the house that wasn't quite getting done. So we came up with an agreement that I would help out around the house and they'd let me rent the spare room. And so that also kind of helped me kind of, you know, keep with the straight and narrow a bit, because they were cool with the weed, but they're like, anything else and you're kicked out. And so, you know, I just like really focused on making myself better. And so through their help, and then, you know, me obviously helping them too, like we had this nice little, I don't know what the best way to say it, like symbiotic like situation. And, you know, it's like after I started making really good money and they went through some rough patches financially, like I was in the position where I was paying 2-3 months in advance of my rent just to help them keep afloat. And it felt really good to be in the position to like be able to financially help them, and and then also be like, all right, like we'll just take it off of rent, like no need to repay, just and so that whole situation really made it easy for me to focus on what I needed to do. When I moved out here, they gave me a couple of months of free rent to get my shit together, because they
Right.
knew I was coming from a rough situation with the plan to be in a better situation. And like, yeah, I had the friends too that were like, "You're going to Vegas to get away from drugs?" I'm like, I don't know anybody with drugs there. I don't have anybody that's going to be asking me to do drugs with them. And everybody knows that if you walk the Strip or Fremont Street, the drugs that you can find are shit.
Well, I mean, the first person I met out here had drugs.
But
Everybody had the drug.
and it's like, I mostly just need to get away from the people that I couldn't say no to.
Right, and say no is the hardest, right? So you had people out here. You had a living situation planned out. Like, so for me, man, like, when I became a licensed fire safety director, certified emergency action planner, right? I basically like disconnected from a lot of my old friends because I was working on myself, and I hurt like every single person in New York City. They have they say, "Hey, Will is great," except that one time. Everyone has that except that one time I did, and so I felt I needed to like start fresh someplace else, where like like, I mean, there were like no hard feelings, right? Like all of my friends, they understood that they understood at the time that like whatever I did or said was something I was going through, and it wasn't like personal for them, and I'm so grateful for that, because like I didn't lose anybody during like my worst times, right? And so I'm like in the middle, like as I'm becoming an FSD, I am in the middle of like this like apology tour, right? Like sort of like I'm in like in AA, like I'm like reaching out to everybody I've ever like fucking disrespected or hurt and shit. So like there's this this one girl, I don't know, I guess I should not say her real name. I'm gonna call her Nancy. Nancy, when I was working at this movie theater, she was my coworker. We kind of had like a thing going on, right? And she was more into me than I was into her, and she wanted more from me, but I was still in love with this other woman who lived in Puerto Rico, and I never gave her that opportunity. And toward the end of our physical relationship, I said some really harsh things to her that made her just like completely like block me. And so I find her on social media, and I'm like really like becoming the best version of myself at the time. And so I hit her up and I go, "Hey, like, I'm sorry," right? And she's like receptive to my apology, and at the same time she's like, "I need, in the worst way, a getaway," right? And at the time I was like, I'm from the city, and I was like going upstate like twice a month, like going on just fucking adventures, hiking, camping, fucking like like fucking summiting mountains and shit. So I was like, "Oh, I got this fucking place in New Paltz, New York, that's fucking fire if you want to come through." And so she comes to me to New Paltz, New York, which is like one of my favorite places in the world. It's like this little hippie city. It's like a college town. They have a bunch of restaurants and bookstores and dive bars, and right outside of New Paltz is Mohawk Mountain, which is the Mohawks. They've owned it forever. There's like this mansion there. There's like a cornfield, and there's like this hike up the mountain that is it's a 900-foot ascent, and it's 1,600 feet above sea level on a clear day. Right, you can see 5 states. Fantastic.
That's cool.
So I take her there, and we connect. We have a relations, but she has a boyfriend who's like way younger than us. Like he just turned 21. Like I'm turning 28, which is like not really that. I'm like 26 actually, right? It's not really that big of a difference, but we proceed to have like this like relationship behind her boyfriend's back, who she's living with. And so my friend who lives out here, right, who moved out here a couple years before I moved out here, he had gone back to New York for his grandmother's birthday, and we're all in my mom's apartment, right? It's me, Dizzy B Dizzy, Nancy, my best friend Justin, who lives out here now too, and we're all fucking vibing, right? And I'm like the only one doing rails and Molly. This is what I'm doing right now. This is today, right? I'm fucking flying, right? Mm-hmm. And I have this fucking idea. I was like, dude, like, what if we just like all go to Las Vegas? What if we all go to Las Vegas and we work on a book, we work on your art, work on this fucking podcast, right? And to everyone's suggestion. Everyone's fucking. I was preaching, bro. I was like, dude, like if I could compare it to anything, I think it would be like a pastor, a mega church. You know,
preaching.
People start speaking in tongues and shit. Like I wasn't speaking in tongues, but I was moving them. Yeah. And it was fucking a good idea. It was a great idea. And so she ended up coming out here with me, and while she was still with her boyfriend, like it's like her boyfriend was like he okayed it. He was like, "You're gonna go out there to work on some projects, some passion projects, your art and shit," and it was like, I fucking couldn't believe it, right? And we got out here, and it was like nothing what we expected. Like, Dizzy B Dizzy, who lived out here before us. He was like, oh yeah, just move a couple of blocks away from us. Right there on 15th Street in Fremont. At Siegel Suites. And so now I took this girl who lived in Long Island, New York, right? In his upper middle class neighborhood, you know? Trees and grass and fucking nice things.
Yeah. The white picket fences.
And now we're in a fucking studio. We never, we're not even in a relationship. You know, and now we're living together in a studio at Siegel Suites. Our neighbors are drug dealers and prostitutes, and like every time we go outside, they're like, "You guys party? You guys want that?" And I'm like, "Why? Not today."
You want that up? You want that down? Party up or do you party down,
dude? So,
I mean, we're in Wisconsin. Like, you could drive down this main road in Milwaukee, and you get to a stoplight, and the person next to you is like, roll down your window, and you roll down your window. Like, you party up or down? And if you say up, they'll toss like a little sample into your car right at the light. If you say down, they'll toss a little sample right into your car at the light. And then you look at it, and then you say, yeah, pull up over here.
I'm circling that street fucking 5 times a night, man. At least at my worst. Dude, so I came out here completely blind, bro. Like, I had like literally no one, right? Because the day I landed, Dizzy B Dizzy, he got evicted from his apartment. Evicted. So like, I came out here and had no place. Like, he had no place.
Eviction in this town is like a death sentence. It's so hard to find a place.
And his mom was like supporting him. You know, like he had his wife and kid out here, and And then eventually, like as we're trying to work on like our art projects, like fucking Nancy, she was just like, "No, fuck this, I'm done." Like she had problems with her boyfriend. She had problems with like some fucking internet shit going on, and so like within 2 weeks she just dipped. She said she was giving me 3 months. Dipped, and all of a sudden now I'm in Las Vegas, completely by myself, trying to work on some shit.
Yeah.
Right, and the only thing that I knew to do is like I'm like fucking guess like work, like go look for a job. You know, and thankfully like I had like the resources and the background, the resume to be able to fucking end up working just like a few blocks away from where we are now, like you know, Oasis, like Gold Spike. I work for the hotel. It's fucking super club, you know, and I fucking, it was 5 months in living in Las Vegas, right? And I went outside, and this news reporter just popped up on me, bro. Like this like tall, slender, blonde white lady with a microphone. She was like, "How do you feel about the woman that just found in your dumpster dead?" I'm like, "Huh?" They're like, "How do you feel about the gunshots that rang across your apartment complex in the lot?" I'm like, "Huh?" They're like, she was like, "How do you feel about the wave of violence that's sweeping your neighborhood?" And I'm like, "What's going on in my neighborhood right now?" And I'm like, Jesus Christ!
What?
Like this is like Brooklyn shit. Like
This is news to me. I haven't seen the news report yet.
I haven't seen, dude. I'm like, maybe I heard it a little bit. I was working up, but dude, like, I Brooklyn, my neighborhood in Brooklyn was like getting gentrified, right? So like there was like hardly any of those things going on anymore. In my youth, I had all those things, right? And so like I tell my fucking my assistant general manager that at Gold Spike, and it was like he values me as an employee, so he was like, I don't think she lived there anymore. So he gave me a room at Gold Spike.
See, I always thought that that'd be interesting to be like, all right, well, can you hook me up with a special deal here, and then I could be your on-call person? I'll just.
I was paying $520 a month. Fucking, it was like 180 square foot apartment, but like what?
It's like living in a hotel room, right?
It was a hotel. Yeah. It is a hotel.
So yeah,
they reconverted. They got rid of residential and they reconverted it back to hotel. Yeah. Man.
But I mean, the nice thing about Vegas is there's so much that you can do outside of your place that really your place only needs to be a place to sleep and keep your stuff safe when you're not by it. So I mean, I'm one of those people that like small isn't necessarily bad. It's less to clean, but you definitely need enough space for what you have too.
I mean, the space wasn't a problem for me. Like, I'm a minimalist, right?
Yeah.
I like everything. When I came out here, everything I owned would fit in 2 garbage bags. You know, and so living in a hotel room in Gold Spike, right off of downtown Las Vegas, like it's the hottest place downtown at the time. Like, when I started working there, they shot the 2016 season of The Real World on the 7th floor.
Okay. I got a buddy,
and I live on the 3rd floor. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Like,
lives in Centennial Hills. The Real World like house is over there too. So yeah, there's some cool stuff here. Like, you know, like the like you said, The Real World. And
if you can like go back in time and give yourself advice for moving out here, for the move, and anything.
So I think for advice from my younger self, like if I was gonna give advice to my younger self, it wouldn't be about the move out here. It'd be about having more meaningful time with that girl I said that passed away. I would go back in time and say, don't fuck off the 8 years that you had with her. Spent,
Leading up to moving out here?
I mean, I still probably would have had, my downfall and stuff, but I learned so much from that I don't have any regrets about that. Sometimes you have to fall down to learn what you need to be at the top. And, all the bad stuff is what led me out here, and I'm in the best position I've been in my life out here.
How so?
I'm making more money than I've ever made. I have a better savings account than I've ever had. I'm not living paycheck to paycheck anymore.
Right.
Like, coming out here has been the best thing that ever happened to me. So I don't regret anything that I did that put me into the gutter that led to me being out here. So the only thing that I would want to tell my younger self is either buy Bitcoin or spend more time with this girl. And I would rather spend more time with that girl than have any amount of money in the world.
Dude, I was on the internet for so the majority of my life I've been introverted. So once I got a fucking personal, like a home computer when I was 14, I spent so much time, dude. Like back when like a coin was worth like 0.0000 like 1 fucking cent. Like that's when I could have bought it. Like I was on those forums.
I had a friend telling me to mine Bitcoin before it was even valuetized. If I would have just started mining it before they even had it converted over to monetary value, oh man.
Would've, could've, should've.
So yeah, like I said, like the 2 pieces of advice that I'd give my younger self is buy Bitcoin and then spend more time with that girl. And I don't give a fuck about money. So the only thing that I'd really tell myself is spend more time with that girl.
That's interesting because I would say for myself, spend less time with that girl. I came out here like, listen, like I can't like even like try to like I'm married now, right?
Yeah.
And forever I thought Vegas was a bad move. I thought Vegas was just a terrible move for me. I left such a huge network of people behind. I left like my friends and family, I missed my nephew's second birthday. I miss my mom's. I miss everything back home. Like my net back home goes from like people still hustling on the block to fucking filmmakers and lawyers, people trying to be judges. Like that's how wide that's my network goes, right? And that's fucking dissipated since I've been out here. Like I've been less in contact with them. Like I haven't kept those connections, and that's what the worst part for me is, right? And because of those things, because I'm like not, because I feel like I've gotten so much further from like the best friends of my life, like family, like all these people are family to me. I felt like it was such a mistake. And it's not until like I met my wife a couple of years ago, like it made it all worth it. Like she's the best person I ever met. She's the most logical person I ever met. She's the most reasonable person. And like she challenges me. She's just like understands me and accepts me for like dude, it's
Just
so
the cliche saying, she completes you. She's the yin to your yang. Like, not the same, but what you need in your life.
right.
Compatibility. Yeah.
So for my move, I would for my advice, yeah, I would say, Will, focus on your passions.
And
Right.
trust the process.
Focus on your passion. Stick with it. And this girl that you think that you have like a thing for, who has a boyfriend, obviously, and it has like, forget it. Just it wasn't worth it at all. I mean, I learned some things from it, but like it in the end, it only fucking impeded me. It only impeded me. Bringing because I came out here. My intention was to come out here for my passions, and then when I brought her out here, it became something else.
Yeah,
and I lost that.
So yeah, like you were saying, keep the focus.
Keep focus. And that is talking to yourself with Vinny. Do you have any last words?
You know, no matter how bad things can get, you know, there's always a recovery. There's always a snapback. There's always a new beginning. Focus on what needs to be done. Trust the process and prosper.
And that is talking to yourself. Vinny, thanks for hanging out today. Matt, thank you.